Welcome back to Mr. Smith's Garage. We are underneath my white 82 Vanagon named Jill, and we've been leading up to this. I really need to work on the CV axles and probably my inner seals on the transaxle. So I'm going to try and do, and now you're going to be in the dark for just a little bit, but we're going to show you what we got going here. You can see got some leakage on that side of the CV joint. So I'm thinking that that's coming from my inner seal, which I do have those inner seals. I have not replaced those yet on anything, but that's my plan, is to change my CV. You can see my boot's got some cracks there. It's got one spot that it's leaking out, but doesn't look like it's leaking too bad from that side. Got a little bit of grease. I'm going to try and position myself so we can look at the other one. So looking in here, see a little bit of grease build up there from the boot. I don't see, there's some wetness up at the top of that trailing arm, but primarily all that buildup that you see in there is grease that's coming out of the boot. So I definitely want to change that. I've heard some clicking. I want to get that changed. That to me seems like a little bit more than this transaxle side, but I'm excited to get that done. So the hope is that the bolts that hold that CV on are going to be easy to get out with that triple square, and the other hope is going to be that the leak that I have here on my inner seal is going to be an easy fix. We'll have to see about that. So I'm going to pause you. We'll come back. All right, we're going to try and do these outside ones first to see how far we can get. Ah, that is a 6mm Allen. As is that. So we've got in here is not a triple square. Those are Allens. So let's go get our 6mm Allen. Okay. Switch to the electrified one. So, I've got all those ones loose except for the very top one, which what I plan to do now is work on these ones up here. Oops, going backwards there. We'll work on these ones, see if we can get those all easily loosened. And then once I get this down, I can get the top one out of there. Okay, so that's our next step here. trick here is to see, are these Allens or are these triple squares? Let's see here. I think these are Allens. Yep, Allens are going in there. So, let's see how hard these ones are to loosen, huh? Okay. No, I have that one. Let's see. Got it. Okay, now on the other side, I'm trying to think of how far I had to move my wheel. Because I got just one bolt on the other side to do. I'm going to go grab a baggie for this so that let's see, where's that last bolt over there? Did we move it 360 so it's at the bottom? It is. Okay, we're going to try to do this without getting too greasy. Let's see if I can make it work. It's not that one. Oh, maybe it was that one. It was. Sweet. Okay, we're going to pull this out. Hopefully we don't drop the camera. And there you have it. Look at that. So far, so good. There's our stub axle. Looks good. And there's our stub axle from the transaxle, which we need to pull off so we can get to that seal underneath, because that looks like that's the side that the leak's coming from. All right, on to the next step. Okay, so now I have you over here. You can kind of see, that's just grease, right? And then here's my little cover. It looks like the oil's leaking out from underneath this, which would mean it's the inner seal. Okay, so all this stuff, easy to clean out, right? We're just gonna, there's my outer seal, I guess we call it. Try and clean that out as much as possible. Does not look like I have a leak on this outer seal piece. So I'm gonna try and get it out without damaging it too much, but could always get another seal. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get another seal. It's in there pretty tight, and I've already got it. Well, okay, so the center of these seals are soft. At least they're supposed to be. Yep. Just gotta find where I can get it to peel it off of there. There it goes. Yep, not leaking in there. That looks good. Sometimes you just have to do it. Let's see if I'm going to be able to use this in here. Might not be able to because it was too wide last time. This is where you make sure you have your safety goggles on or some kind of safety glasses, because this pen, we don't know how it's going to react. Okay, I think what I'm going to do to make this easier on myself is to jack up the other side of the car so that I can actually spin this around so I can see the clip that I'm dealing with. Don't have a series of mirrors to use, so I think that's going to be the easiest thing for me to do. Jack this wheel up, it's in neutral. I wanted to be able to see this where I can get in there and actually pop that clip off. Once again, I think this will be very interesting to put back on. Now that I can see it, it's pretty easy, but it's going to be, it is not going to be easy to put back on. I don't think. Wow. Whew. That was not an easy one. Actually nubbed down my pick quite a bit. Probably chunks of it in there. We'll clean it out. Okay. Here's the real test. Oh, is there no washer in there? That's interesting. There's supposed to be a springy washer in there. There's not one in there. Very interesting. Okay, you definitely see some leakage there. Go get the big screwdriver. Alright, let's see if these guys will come off very easily. Half. Wasn't too bad. Looks like they got some blue Loctite they put on there. Got that one off too. Yeah, pretty greasy. Definitely a leak. There's my seal that I need to replace. Got to figure out how to get that out of there. So somebody told me to drill a little hole in there and get a slide hammer and pull it out. Maybe I can use my seal puller and see if I can just get this thing out without drilling in there. Got it. Yeehaw. Okay. Thank you, Napa Seal Puller. That is not the same size seal. Alright, the seal that I bought is not the same size seal, so that is not going in there. My new seal. I'm going to have to go down to the shop, to Steve's, get myself a new seal. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, I'm back underneath the car. I've got the right seal. Found out, and I probably could have found this out a little earlier, but that this, the reason that my seal's different, oh, I'm going to turn you this way. This is an 002 transaxle. I should have recognized that. I got 1, 2, 3 ribs. That's all I've got, so that's not an 091, which is interesting to me. This is 1982, and typically you would have an 091 tranny in here. So, got the new seals, the right seal, A little bit narrower inside, which is maybe why this was leaking. Very much a deeper seal than the original seal, or the seal that was in here. You can actually see the staining in there, but this seal will fit all the way in. So this is an interesting predicament we have here. So my seal, I can basically get there, but see this piece? Small hole, doesn't get to the seal. I've got this piece that will give me a little bit of pulling it in, but only to a certain point. And then I gotta get something else to be able to pull it in even deeper. So that's my predicament. It's it is an interesting one that I'm gonna have to figure out how to make it work. Okay, so let's see how this does. If it does anything for me, or if I'm gonna have to immediately figure something else out. Let's see. Looks like I need a few more washers. Okay, I think I just bottomed out. Got partly in there. So did I bottom out here or did I bottom out in here? I'll be right back. I'm going to get a couple more washers. So we're going to try and just put some sockets in here. As long as they're all the same height, that might work for me. This will work. Okay, I'm going to put one more washer on. One more washer. Just don't drop it on the face. It's some heavy steel there. Okay. Let's see how we're going to do this. All right. Hey, I think we got something going here. Let's see if it's working. Watch that thing. It's working. Let's see. Look at this. Just a little bit. So what we're going to do is flush. Flush, flush. It's not flush yet, but it's definitely working well. Put 2 more washers in there. Okay, where am I? There it is. That's working beautifully. Just can't quite feel if it's flush yet. A little more. It should get tight because the sockets should hit against the metal. That was my idea. There we go. That might be flush. Let's see. We're good. I'm about out. One more washer on there. Let's see if I can do this. Put one washer on while keeping it all together here. Get to see my dexterity. Look at that. Okay, I think we got it flush. Let's see. Take that piece off. Take these out. Look at that. Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's some ingenuity here in the Smith garage. Okay. So we're going to clean up these parts, and then we're going to try and get that circlip back on there after I get the thing on. That's what's going to be the hardest piece, is that little circlip. But if we clean it all up, I think we're going to be good. We thought that seal was going to be the tricky part, which it was a little bit, but it's in there. I like where it's at. But the next tricky part is going to get that clip in. Getting that clip in, I think, is going to be what our difficult task will be. So that's in. Now this goes on. It was this way. Oh, that feels good on that seal. Now the clip. Now who knows, this might just go right on in and not be a problem at all. We'll see. We shall see. Once again, I'm not stressed enough. Safety glasses. Let's take time for safety glasses. Okay, we can walk this around. Oh, you know what? Got the pliers here. Right there. Because he's a little bit on yourself. Fit in here once it's expanded. Not the hand grip. Where he. Maybe. Yep. Look at that. Okay, it's barely on there, but it's at least to the splines. As long as I don't cut my finger off with the screwdriver. Oh yeah. So now I just need to make sure that it's in the groove. Wow, that was actually pretty easy. So the thing that ended up being tough was the seal. Look at that. We got that in. Okay, now we've got a new little seal for the top there. All right, I went over there to be quick and grab this to get this seal in. But then I realized, how am I going to hammer that in? I'm going to smash my fingers. So I got myself a socket that actually fits right over there. I might be able to just push this in. Yep, didn't even have to hammer it. Just pushed it right in there. There shouldn't be anything coming out of there anyway. Okay. So now we're to the point where we put the axle back on. Huh. This seems like it's been easy. I'm going to grab my axle. All right. That took me about 10 minutes off camera to put the bolts and the retaining clips into the CVs, because I hadn't had that in there yet. I kind of cleaned, I wire brushed all the nuts or bolts and retainers so that they were clean. So got my axle in a baggie to kind of just keep it clean. What we're going to do now is I'm going to try and get one bolt fastened on this side, which you're not going to see. Okay, I'm not sure where the battery died, so I'm just going to cover a couple things just so that you kind of get an idea. Putting that seal in, I ended up using a series of different ideas, primarily getting the 3 sockets that were the same size spread out at an equidistance using this, then going through this piece several times. It has a little bit of a concave that it was able to get over that axle nut, but then there was a point when I had to go to this and use that as kind of a press to get it in there. The little seal that's on the outside, I actually just used a 32mm socket and just pushed it right in, went right in. So some of these pieces were from my puller set here, and 2 of these pieces were from my friend's bearing press set, which is really nice. I was really glad he was able to let me use that. And then let me get into the car real quick here and show you what it looks like, because I don't know if you saw the end. So basically, each bolt is 26 foot-pounds. You can spin the... I put a chock in the wheel here, and then you can spin the wheel, and as you want to go around and do each one, 26 foot-pounds. Inside here, once again, take a look in there, same thing. You just spin it around, get each one 26 foot-pounds. These boots that I have are from the Porsche 944. I actually bought the boots to replace on the 944, and I ended up using them on these axles. So that's what we got. Not quite sure why it's in here. Or no, this is a 002. Sorry about that. And those seals for the inner seals are different on the 002. So that's obviously been put in here by somebody. You can see it's got 3 ribs on it. And the transaxle that's in my 81 has 5 ribs, and that's an 091 transaxle. So interesting that I learned that somebody actually replaced the transaxle on this at some point in its life. Did not know that. I'm kind of interested now in learning a little bit about the differences between the 002 and the 091. You may already know the differences. If you do and you want to comment, let me know. It'd be nice to know if the 091 is going to do a little bit better on the freeway than the 002. I go about 55, and that's about it. It just doesn't really want to go any faster. So hoping that on Jack, the 81, when I put that one in there, that it's actually gonna do nicer on the freeway. So anyway, like, subscribe, join me in my garage as I tumble through different things. And next real project, I just did this for today because this thing's just been clicking. Next real project really is getting the Sea-Doo, that 96 Sea-Doo right through there, up and running, because summer is coming and we want to be out on the water. All right, thanks for joining us at Mr. Smith's Garage.